All right, there's Linda getting ready. She's gonna make a sandwich, and then she'll be heading off to serve food to people. And then I have to go to this little job interview thing online. And then I'm gonna go out and catch a roadie. All right, it's October 24th, and welcome to the Please Subscribe show. Right, for the job interview, I'll be using this guy right here. And it turns on like that. There's three different. Go with that one. All right, sweetie, I'm going on a job interview over here in this part of the living room. I guess kind of keep it down a little bit. Oh, and welcome to Please Subscribe to everybody. All right, time for my job interview. Kitty, know that you're right there. Where are you? Here he is. Okay, Kitty. I'm gonna use this thing right here to set down. Well, it was a good interview. It went fairly quick. The major problem is that they're paid every 2 weeks. So I'd be going 2 weeks without pay, and they don't do any type of sign-on bonus where, you know, the first week they pay you, for that week. Well, even it would be easier if they paid you for the first week, but because of that 14-day lag, I'd be waiting for a paycheck within 2 weeks. So I don't know if it's a good fit right now, because their operation hours are from like 11 to 8, which would be interfering with the operation hours that I'm doing right now. Meaning it would be a pretty big risk. But I think they pay it's like $40,000 a year. It's an outside sales position. It is for a company that's an internet company, so it's not a bad deal. It's just right now the switch would be a little rocky for me. And if the hours were a little bit different, like let's say earlier, from let's say 9 in the morning to maybe 5, then I might be able to do something for that 2 weeks from 5 to 10, and I have to work a longer shift. So I have to say no on that one, but because of that 2 week lag in pay, it would just be too tough. There's Kitty. All right, Kitty. Here's your well shark tunnel. You got it for the day. It's on the table. Then you've got your scratching post and your cat condo. All right, you have a good one. All right, there's the lake. Looks like it's a rainy one. Boat dog. And it's October 24th, 2023. It's about 74 degrees Fahrenheit. We're dealing with 197,878 miles on the speedometer. There is the House of Blades right by the lake. Go in there and get a blade for different things, kitchen and hunting. And that's Lake Worth. Right, looks like a pharmacy pickup by the Botanic Gardens in Fort Worth. It's a 9.2 mile pickup. It's gonna be 12 minutes, and we'll be there at 12:37 in the PM. All right, looks like we got a little bit of rain coming in. The rain comes and goes. Yesterday it was rainy about 6:15 p.m. coming out of Haslett, I believe. And then going into Dallas, it rained. I think it was sprinkling maybe until the night. We're starting to rain today at about 12:15 or so p.m. on this October 23rd of 2023. So one of the reasons I guess I chose Bradley Cooper to help out on the project is, for one reason, he's a producer. He has done horror films. I'm finding out that the Grace, aka Werevlog, is actually a werewolf comedy. There's a genre called werewolf comedy. American Werewolf in London was one of them. John Landis was the director. Anyway, but he's a producer and he knows stuff about motorcycles because he had a motorcycle in Burnt, which I thought was a good movie. And then he did a motorcycle scene in A Star is Born. So he knows probably a little bit about motorcycles. I used to ride motorcycles when I was younger, but Harleys and stuff are different. And there's a sequence where St. Patty rides the motorcycle, St. Patty the Great. So it's either, if I played St. Patty, or I guess I could play Grace. It's a pretty nondescript role and I could still handle direction. But I could also have him on as maybe a director, like kind of a co-director. I know that Spielberg did that with Hopper or Hooper, because they go by Hooper, on Poltergeist, where secretly they say that Poltergeist was directed by Spielberg and Toby Hooper was just kind of listening and learning kind of thing, because a set is a different medium than vlogging, so I would be willing, if he gets a hold of the script. I can't send it to him because I don't have any kind of P.O. box that goes directly to him, but I can send it to Grim Life and it could get passed around. Anyway, that's kind of one of my reasonings behind it, is why I was going to choose Cooper to be involved, because I think he could fit into the role. These are like retired UFC guys that would be playing, and he does have athletic ability because he was on the A-Team. So I didn't see all of the A-Team, but I saw some of it. Still haven't seen every single thing Bradley Cooper's been in, but I've seen a lot of it. The important stuff. Saw Stars Born and other stuff. But anyway, that's an option. So it'll be kind of floating around there. The reason I'm sending it to Grim Life Collective, and I didn't get to work on it last night, I just have to polish it up, spelling and things like that. And I think it's okay. It's 100, maybe 190 pages. It doesn't have to be page by page. I'm okay with adding improv, editing the script, changing dialogue. The script is just a guide to get started. I also would like to bring in Gary Oldman, because I think Gerald Oldman III was written for him, which is a pretty hefty part. It could be up for maybe supporting acting, Oscar nod maybe. It's a nice little role. The character wears an eye patch. I don't think it's all comedy, but I think a big portion of it's comedy. There we go, 7th. I never understand this thing. Right? Okay, there's a double thing right here. Okay, I'm going to take that as... Okay, thank you for letting me in. There's a sports car over there. What was I saying again? Oh, crap. I shouldn't have done that. Okay, that was kind of... These are deceiving. It's raining outside. Let me go this way. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, what was I talking about? Okay, Oh, the vlogging thing, I'm going to be the consultant on that because I put it in there. The whole vlogging... See, I guess maybe it's kind of funny because every character, almost all the characters have their own little vlog. And I guess that's their connection to social media. So I think it's bringing in the narrative Hollywood classicism into the social media phenomenon, which is a new type of entertainment. And it's bringing those two things together. And these are becoming like odd brothers in the industry. So it's bringing social media, because they all have their own vlog, usually on YouTube. Even Monster Quest is on YouTube, which Gerald Oldman would have. And it would also require all the actors to understand vlogging, the video log, and understand the phenomenon of social media and how it helps them day to day. I'm going to have to go around this way. You know what? I'll just, You know what? I don't know. Hang on. Let's go all the way through this way. There we go. That's good. So that's what I wanted to say. Anyway, okay, I got to pick up this pharmacy medication for a drop-off. Anyway, also another idea that I wanted to bring in about Grace, aka Where Vlog, was it's an ensemble project. So you read the script, you find that there's not really one star. It's kind of an ensemble. Think of Robert Altman, that kind of thing. And Robert Altman dealt with supernatural. He did the Prairie piece, Companion, Prairie Home Companion. That was like a death angel that was coming to set. I think using Robert Altman also is kind of an inspiration. And, you know, I'm also a big Cassavetes fan, but I've only seen Husbands. I haven't seen any other Cassavetes movies, just clips from A Woman Under the Influence, just clips from it, you know. It's hard to find Cassavetes movies. It's not real easy. I guess the idea, because Cassavetes was kind of ensemble, and he also used actors, and actors were the bases. Robert Altman, I guess, was kind of the same. He would have a loose script, or he would have a script idea, and then he would go off and riff on improv. So I don't have any problem with doing that as well. And the actors that I'm asking would all be able to handle themselves on like an improv basis. If they want to just say, let's try one with the script, let's try one improv, and let's just try one mixing the two or something. Because ultimately it's a subtext that people listen for rather than this, you know, Shakespearean dialogue. There might be some things I call for and say, look, I really want that in the script, or I really want that in the movie. You know, can we please have this line in there? Particular lines. So it would be nice to direct, and I'd be a first-time director on the set. But it would also be nice to have a consultant, not someone nice like micromanaging. Is this at a wall? No, this is a Tom Thumb. Not a micromanager director, but that's kind of what a producer might be, because sometimes you have to send dailies, and let's face it, not a lot of directors like that, but you have to send them dailies, and then they look at things and talk about it. They all do it to a certain degree. You know, they all have to send their stuff away, and like, can we try this, and blah blah blah. I don't know. I'm okay with all of that, but we need funding. I can't do it without the funding. So we have to have the funding, and then we can talk who gets to play who, and all stuff about the werewolf. I do stress, though, I don't want to see the werewolf. Very rarely, just in the shadows. You never see the full werewolf. I'm very, like, I need to lay that down somewhere in the script. I do talk about the werewolf. I talk about the lycanthrope, but it's not really meant to be seen. Only talked about. You might see like a claw from a hand, you know, like maybe like a paw, you know, or you might see a shadow. I really like the idea you see the shadow of the werewolf. I even considered maybe calling it the shadow of the werewolf. I got to figure out this drop right over here. I believe 1939, that flooded to the second floor. It was a horrible flood that came out of Trinity River. It swarmed all through the town, flooding up to the second floor of Montgomery. All right, so this medication, 0.8 miles, 3 minutes, be there at 1 o'clock. That's an option. We could film in Fort Worth. It is an option. I'm doing it right now, but you know, like a small little ranch outside of Fort Worth, there's a few of them, and we just get permission to use that ranch for some of the ranch scenes. It might work, you know. We don't have to go straight. There's some nice hotels in Fort Worth for some of the actors. If it's, you know, like from out of town, I would suggest the Tower You know, they could probably talk to the leasing center there, or if we get enough funding, we can put them up in the tower. It's really nice. I've been up there. It's high up, looking over Fort Worth. There's a Circle Theater nearby. So if we, you know, got Gary Oldman to come in, we could let him stay at the tower as a guest, if you wanted to. There's other ones too. There's nice ones all over. That way we can house him and bring him in when we need to, and then take him out for coffee and talk about Francis Ford Coppola's Dracula, things like that. Of course, I know he loves slow horses, and maybe slow horses is forever. You know, maybe they'll be doing it for all of time. And he'll be playing Jackson Lamb for all the existence of eternity, but hopefully not. And then this would be a really nice little werewolf comedy that we could bring him in, because he has experience also, you know, in comedy, horror, like Dracula. It's Trash Daddy right here. Oh yeah, this is an elderly place. Or we could just put Gary Oldman in an elderly home nearby and visit him. No, I'm joking. I know the guy still is in shape. I could tell by the interviews. That little plaid suit doesn't fool anybody. To a certain degree. But shaping up to play Gerald.